Picture this. You're at a high-stakes industry gala in New York or Silicon Valley. You're networking, holding a lukewarm drink, when you realize the titan of your industry has just walked in. The VC whose funding could launch your startup into the stratosphere. The CEO whose endorsement could fast-track your career by a decade. The person holding the keys to the kingdom. Suddenly, an acquaintance offers to make an introduction. You have the opportunity in your hands. 5 minutes. You have exactly 5 minutes to rent space in that person's brain. Now tell me, what do? Do you launch into your elevator pitch and list your achievements? Is that your move? Or do you lead with your problem? Hey, I really need a break. Or do you take the super polite route? I'm such a huge fan of your work. I have so much to learn from you. Did those 3 options cross your mind? If the answer is yes, you've already lost. You are part of the vast crowd that irritates powerful people every single day. The crowd that wants everything but understands nothing. The real game isn't about what you say. The real game is how you make that person feel. In the next few minutes, you will learn the exact formula for building instantaneous connections with power. The path Machiavelli mapped out 500 years ago. The rules you won't find in standard self-help books. Listen closely. This is not motivation. This is warfare, social warfare. Either you understand the rules of engagement and climb, or you spend your life watching others ascend. There is no middle ground. Florence, Italy, the 16th century. It was Game of Thrones in real life. Fractured states, constant political betrayal, conspiracies and regimes changing overnight. Amidst this chaos, Niccolò Machiavelli was a diplomat. He worked in the courts of kings, until one day he found himself out of power, purged, tortured, and exiled. But sitting in that exile, Machiavelli wrote the manual that remains controversial 500 years later, The Prince, a book detailing how real power actually operates, the quiet rules never spoken aloud. He wrote that the world doesn't run on morality, it runs on perception, it runs on utility, it runs on the delicate balance of fear and respect. His most famous dictum, if you cannot be both, it is better to be feared than loved. This doesn't mean you become a villain, it means respect is always more durable currency than affection. Love is fickle, respect endures. When you want to get close to powerful people, you don't want their sympathy, you want their respect. Machiavelli understood that every relationship has a power equation. Someone is up, someone is down. Someone gives, someone takes. People who understand this equation always win, whether in 16th century Italian politics or today's American corporate landscape. The rules are identical because human nature does not change. Now, perhaps you're thinking, man, that's ancient history about kings. Where are the powerful people in my life? I'm from the suburbs. I don't rub shoulders with senators. Pause and think harder. How many people have to impress their VP or CEO to get ahead? How many need to prove their worth to a senior partner to make equity? How many have to convince VCs or angel investors that they are worth a seed round? How many have to send a cold DM on LinkedIn to an industry leader hoping for a response? How many have to establish their standing in professional associations or high-level boards? It happens every day. Every day you interact with someone holding more cards than you, financially, socially, or professionally. Every interaction determines where you stand on that ladder. The real question isn't whether powerful people are in your life. The real question is, when you are in front of them, how do you operate? Do you understand their needs? Do you speak their language? Or do you just stand there with a laundry list of your own requirements? And here is the dark reality very few people admit. Powerful people do not see the world like you or me, not at all. To them, every human falls into a category, useful or useless, asset or liability, interesting or boring. And they make this categorization within the first 2 minutes of meeting you. 2 minutes. When you stand before a powerful person and say,
"I need help," what goes through their mind? They think, another taker, another beggar. They already have 50 people a day asking for something. Time, money, introductions, favors. You just join that list. You become invisible. When you rattle off your achievements unprompted, they think they're here to prove something. They're insecure. They need validation. Powerful people never take validation seekers seriously. If you don't trust your own value, why should they? And when you say, "I'm a huge fan," game over. Fan means follower. Follower means beneath them. Powerful people don't collect fans. They collect allies. They collect partners. They collect assets that strengthen their empire. Look at what happens when people don't grasp this basic rule. Look at LinkedIn. Thousands of DMs a day. "I'm your biggest fan. Can I pick your brain?" Delete, delete, delete. Same outcome. Look at networking mixers. People shoving business cards at speakers. "Please contact me later." No contact ever happens. Look at industry parties. People circling an influencer, laughing too hard at their jokes, agreeing with everything, trying to get close. Once the party ends, nobody remembers who they were. Look at family businesses or startups. The entitled MBA grad trying to impress the founder with theories, demanding responsibility without understanding the ground-level grind. The founder thinks they are demanding, not earning, not ready. Look at office politics. An employee vents to the boss about a peer getting promoted, complaining it's unfair. How does the boss see it? As whining, as a demand born of envy, not competence. Powerful people are repelled by demands. Thousands fail every day to connect with power. The reason is singular. Their approach is flawed. They lead with need instead of capability. They project anxiety instead of confidence. Why does this happen? Because we are conditioned incorrectly from childhood. We are told, be polite, be respectful, impress your elders, say please and thank you. Nobody taught us that high-level interaction is a different sport entirely. In that arena, excessive politeness is read as weakness. Being too nice is interpreted as anxiety if it isn't backed by strength. Machiavelli wrote 500 years ago, "Men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand." Your posture, your tone, your eye contact, your certainty, these matter more than your words. Powerful people sense energy. If your energy screams need, they recoil. If your energy projects capability, they lean in. The basic principle is blunt. Power respects power. Confidence attracts confidence. When you shrink yourself, they will treat you as small. But when you present yourself with peer-level energy, not arrogant but not subservient, they see you. Most people bow. The one who doesn't stands out. So the question becomes, what do you do? If begging is wrong, bragging is wrong, and fanning out is wrong, what is the correct approach? Here are the 13 rules of engagement. Rule number 1, never approach power as a supplicant, approach as a solution. The moment you show need, you lower your status. The moment you show utility, the game changes. Look at who surrounds powerful people: takers, advisors, sycophants, and parasites disguised as colleagues. They instantly recognize who adds weight to their empire and who is dead weight. Your job is to position yourself as a stabilizer, someone who quietly makes things easier, smoother, stronger. You don't compete with their power, you complete it. Rule number 2, watch before you walk. The biggest mistake social climbers make is moving too fast, talking too much, revealing too soon. Machiavelli wrote that just as one surveys the terrain before a battle, one must survey human beings. Powerful people wear masks, but their true desires, fears, and insecurities leak through the cracks. Watch their tone, their timing, who they listen to, who they interrupt. You aren't there to impress yet. You are there to diagnose. Once you know what they truly crave, validation, loyalty, entertainment, efficiency, you can package it in a form they cannot refuse. The Andrew Carnegie story remains highly relevant in the U.S. context as the archetype of the self-made tycoon. Rule number 3, Mirror their world, not yours. Powerful people trust the familiar. They like people who reflect their own values back to them. You don't mimic them cheaply, you match their frequency. If they are bottom-line pragmatists, speak in metrics. If they value exclusivity, speak that language. It's not deception, it's rhythm. When you get into their rhythm, they stop feeling like you're an outsider. The outsider tag begins to fade. Catch their energy wavelength and adjust accordingly. It must feel natural, which is why observation comes first. Rule number 4, maintain mystery in your capability. Never be a completely open book. When you lay out everything you can do, you become a known quantity, a product that can be replaced. Machiavelli's genius was understanding that showing some capability creates demand. You want them to feel there is more depth,